Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another orange morning. It is June 19th, 2026. Happy Friday, Madeline, Casey. How are you?
Happy Friday, doing well.
Happy Friday. Happy Juneteenth.
Yes.
Indeed. Congrats on surviving another week. We've done our best this week. Casey shown up. I think this is our second time this week, so we got some updates to cover, and then very excited to see how far Madeline has come along since last week regarding horoscopes, your HubSpot horoscope. So we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, I think we just dive into some updates now.
There's 23 in this portal since we last met, which, as we discovered earlier this week, Chris was referencing a different portal and had like some very different and very cool updates.
Yeah. So we need to hit 16th, 17th, and 18th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere in there, even though I'm not a workflows guy, I am interested when the updates say something very common sense that hasn't been true.
This was the first one I wanted to talk about.
So. Yep. Glad we're all aligned there. Use records created in a workflow later in the workflow. What is it? When creating records in a workflow, you can now use that record and its properties in later actions. For example, in a company workflow, if you create a contact, you can both add that contact to a segment and use the properties from it when creating a task or a notification for your team.
Why does it matter? When creating objects in a workflow, you often want to be able to immediately do something with that newly created object. But previously, customers would have to create a separate workflow, spreading out processes across multiple flows. By being able to leverage that created object, customers can automate more use cases all in the same workflow. This is a very exciting one. I have certainly come into this issue where I end up creating two workflows just to do something with the record I created. I'm also kind of curious to get George's take on this. He is in favor of like more workflows, but each workflow is less complicated. So I don't know. I'd just be curious his take on like the pros and cons of breaking that out versus this.
Yeah, I think we can bring him over to this new side. The way I'm seeing this is like as soon as context is generated,
Mm-hmm.
we want to use that context, and agents want to use that context in this world where there's going to be an agent automation canvas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like as soon as it's available, it like the context for all later steps have now changed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to impact. It's going to impact it in various ways, especially if AI is involved, because it might see the context, and if you don't like build that into the rest of your process, you might not get the results that you are expecting. So,
And this this example right here is I feel like a great example of why you might want to do this. So there was a contact created through this workflow, and then we want to set that contact as a marketing contact and probably send an email saying something like that's.
I was gonna say, like, just to kind of speak to our thoughts, because I think we're all picturing it in our head, but like when I read this, I don't know, maybe was it yesterday? I knew that was important, but I couldn't like picture why or like the specific use case. But if you think of, you have a company-based workflow and then you create a contact on it. A lot of the time, if you want to reference a specific contact at a company, you have to say, only look at contacts with this association label. Like that's one way you could get around it. But if that, I'm making up a scenario and watch that not be possible or something. Or you could do the two workflows. But like in this scenario, you don't have to have a unique association label. Like it's almost like the association label is that it was created in this workflow. So.
yeah. And it's similar like to like being able to use AI outputs from earlier in the workflow, later in the workflow, right? So now I guess we're full circle with like being able to use structured data like in the same way.
Yeah.
So very, very cool. That was my pick.
It's hard. There's a lot, honestly, that I'm excited about.
I hope you guys click on the trap one.
The
one that
trap
sounds
one.
really cool. And they're like, oh, yes. Personalized activation journeys. Wow, that sounds so cool. What is it? Approved HubSpot payments merchants receive a personalized activation flow that guides them
I did.
to their first payment.
Yeah, I did see this. I had the same. Yeah, you're so right that it's a trap.
This one matters because many approved merchants never complete first transaction because they lack clear, tailored guidance after approval, delaying activation and reducing long-term engagement. This initiative meets merchants where they are, automates creation of their first payment artifact, and gives contextual use case examples so more merchants activate quickly without manual effort.
What is a merchant in this?
What is activation and what is a journey?
So this is just like helping, like if I wanted to start using payments in my portal, this in theory would help.
So I'm a merchant version of a customer.
What? That made
basically.
It work.
See, that's
like I'm still a
kind
HubSpot customer, and I just happen to be a merchant because I'm trying to use payments.
I think so.
Like for my business. So like the customer, somebody else sees me as a merchant.
Yeah. So by customer, you're saying that you're a HubSpot user.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my business is being a merchant to other people. And now I'm choosing to use HubSpot payments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Why are
basically,
we using the
it's
word
just a
merchant?
demo. It's basically just
Why
a
are we using the
demo.
word merchant here? Because like they do these internal updates where it's like, hey, if you're an app provider, we just made that process. That's where my head went, because some of the holdup related to using HubSpot payments is, oh, can we use this merchant like to use payments? Can we use this payment company? Like, and you haven't been able to. Like, there's a specific subset of payment providers that you can use. So that's where my mind went. And now that we read this, I don't think that's what it means. I think it means normal HubSpot customers that are using HubSpot payments.
I think that too.
All right, good talk. All right.
Anything else we want to look at this screen, or should I go to the next one?
Happy to double tap on, but not read, like notifications that take you to the right record across all CRM objects. Oh, what's changed? We're delayed in rolling this out. Targeting early next week. If you requested access, we'll start adding customers to the portal next week.
This screenshot's new too.
Yeah, well, it goes along with improved CRM notifications in email.
Okay.
A lot of notification updates lately.
Yeah, it's so needed.
Yeah.
What is it? Introducing the new CRM notification emails. See the full content of a notification and get caught up without ever leaving your inbox.
Right.
That's a new goal for most HubSpot managers. The new format is available across 6 notification types. You're mentioned on a record. You're assigned a record. A stage update on a record you follow. A status update on a record you follow. Activity on a record you follow. And an association added to a record you follow.
Why does this matter? Previously, a notification email told you something happened, but not much more. To understand the context or know whether you needed to act, you had to click through to HubSpot. Now you get the full notification right in your inbox, catch up from email alone when you're on the road, and reply to app mentions without leaving it. When you do want to dig in, a clear CTA and clickable card takes you straight to the record. Everything up front, one click to the record when you need it. This looks nice.
Fancy, for sure. Having a lot of notifications conversations recently, as usually the clients we work with trying to bring more people into HubSpot from other parts of the organization, and their natural tendency, it's like, how do we create notifications? How do we get an email about that thing? And then you have the conversation about, like, okay, you want 100 emails? Like, you're asking for all these notifications. We don't want tasks. We all know can get super noisy. So this kind of thing where just wherever we can create clarity and make it easier to take action on the thing. Like, so if it's just an FYI, don't do a notification and like go here in the portal, like instead if you're interested in understanding if that happened or not. But if you do want me to take action, adding context like this is a must. So this is a very cool direction. And again, it's HubSpot Anywhere or HubSpot Everywhere as a concept started last year. And this makes it clear, like, they're not trying to force everybody inside of HubSpot like anymore. So
very nice. Next page. Anything?
I think restore. Just a bunch of nerdy updates today.
There's a couple on here, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how long before we.
Yeah, integrations as a source in restore CRM changes is pretty powerful. What is it? You can now select a specific connected app as the source when restoring a CRM change, letting you roll back property changes made by marketplace apps, private apps, and MCP connectors like Claude without affecting changes made by other sources.
Why does it matter? When an integration writes bad data to your CRM, a misconfigured Salesforce sync, a custom private app, or an MCP connector like the HubSpot connector for Claude, there's currently no way to target that source specifically in the CRM changes restore setting. Admins have had to run broader restores that risk reverting unrelated changes or fix records manually. This update adds integration as a named source type in the restored panel so you can scope a rollback to a single connected app and leave everything else untouched. Can imagine the reason this came up.
Yeah, it's almost like they listed the exact pain that everybody's having right now between Salesforce, the ease of building your own apps to do stuff, or even if that's just a key, and then AI. All right, somebody else gets a pick now.
I'm curious about this one, actually. I'm glad you clicked on that. New formula options in what is CRB?
Custom report builder.
Custom
Thank
report
you.
builder,
Thank
obviously,
you.
Madelyn.
Okay. My best friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Conditional logic and summary measure. That picture at the very top is very small on my screen, but
yeah, this one's very interesting to me as well.
like I love the conditional logic updates in general lately, but so I know this is going to be good, but I'm like just having trouble again picturing it.
I've definitely wanted something like this. So if deal amount is greater than 1,000, then show a string of high value, otherwise show low value.
Oh, okay. So it's like every calculation property I've ever made, but now I don't have to do it 10 times to get it to work.
And also then you can just do it in the custom report builder rather than like create a property for it, which you don't necessarily need a property for.
Okay. I like it. That
How
eliminates
hard?
the 5 steps of what I do. Cool.
How hard is that habit to unravel for most folks?
Which part?
Like,
the report and not property?
yeah, like
I
I'm
haven't
gonna go make a
evolved
report.
yet, so
Right. I'm gonna go make a report. If I can't do it the way I want to do it, I know I'm gonna need to make a property. I'm gonna go make that property and then come back. Like, there's so much tech debt in all HubSpot systems related to that specific motion.
I'll let you know when I evolve.
yeah, right. Like, and I think part of it is that I just haven't experimented it. Like, I haven't reminded myself enough, like, oh, I can do it this way now. Let's do it this way instead. But also, genuinely, sometimes for clients who are newer, meeting them where they're at and, you know, getting them again from spreadsheet to HubSpot and just the little tweak of instead of a spreadsheet, let's just go to the index view. Like, I haven't gotten them to dashboards yet, but at least I have them in the index view. And then like something like this is actually still really handy because it can simplify not only if deal amounts, not only like swapping it for a different property, but also like I have another client who they have 3 separate properties that all correspond to different integrations. And if I want to like combine that into one property that says which integration it is, like there's definitely a time and a place for this.
Yeah. Just small request for the product team. since AI is writing most of these, please stop using the acronym CRB.
Yeah, I was hoping that's what you'd say.
Like, we learned about this last year. It was like, they all know it's insider language, except when they say it out loud on like a hug or something. And it's like, what is that? Kyle's gotten very good at asking them to break down like GA and CRB are the most common ones that are like accidentally just thrown out there.
GA.
General
Availability.
availability.
Okay, because that's
Yes,
obviously Google Analytics. But
exactly. Oh man. We love the HubSpot product team. What's next here?
There's some sandbox updates. We don't have to talk through them, but I know I made a post the other day about some of the limitations with sandboxes.
CRM view, yeah, the record views seems really cool.
Yeah, as someone that had a sandbox deployment last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, where CRM views were a big part of it, and those didn't get copied over. Happy to see this.
Nice.
In development.
More to come on like things that the sandbox will copy over. But if you are working in a sandbox, it's worth checking what is currently available versus what is not yet available. So it just for you to know.
Indeed. All right. I think we survived to page 2 now.
Okay. A lot of these we've seen. Looking just like quickly.
I'm curious, Madelyn, any new phrases you're seeing on the screen right now?
Yes.
Feels like this is a baited question.
Yes, there are lots. I'll just say.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I don't know what his eyes are drawn to, but there's like 5 different things that I.
There you go.
All right. Well, we'll go through all 5. We have to.
Which one is new to you, Chris?
I mean, none of them, obviously.
Oh.
But
I know what Chris is.
The price books?
Revenue Hub.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Because we actually have not talked about it on this show.
Oh, yeah.
So this update is a good way to start. Migrate existing billing into Revenue Hub contracts. In private beta, what is it? Merchants can migrate active billing contracts from what are we doing here? Why are we introducing a new word?
It's not an acronym.
Like, you just fixed the positioning to go from commerce to Revenue Hub, and now you're going to use a new word. Like, oh, I'm a merchant. Oh, that's said no business ever. Like,
well, they used, in 1,000 years ago.
Merchants can migrate active billing contracts from a legacy system into HubSpot Revenue Hub contracts, preserving the original contract effective date and controlling when HubSpot begins billing.
Why does it matter? With the launch of Revenue Hub, HubSpot now powers automated billing through contracts, a new source of truth object.
Quotes. Quote unquote source of truth.
I'm so sending this clip to Ethan and the team. Like, tag me in. Let me help here.
Quote unquote object. Quote unquote.
Right. You're not.
Sorry, Ethan. Ethan,
why
I love you.
isn't-
I'm sorry. It's just the fact like source of truth being in quotes makes it feel like it's not really a source of truth.
Then why isn't the word contracts capitalized? That's an official object. Like if it were deals or subscriptions, which happens to be the thing you might be replacing here,
Mhm.
like all those words would be capitalized. We need to capitalize the word contracts. Okay.
I do empathize with it though. The marketer in me, like, I have no idea how they could handle like so hard. Anyways.
Yeah, it's hard. That's why they need to accept our help.
So merchants need to move billing contracts from legacy systems into HubSpot without disrupting ongoing billing or revenue reporting. This preserves double charging and ensures accurate historical continuity for finance and RevOps teams.
We will be getting to the bottom of this soon. Arun Gunari has agreed to unbox Revenue Hub with us, and that's actually that needs to be the new phrase instead of all the ones that we're highlighting. Like Revenue Hub, a renamed Commerce Hub, basically happened earlier this week. Probably not a lot of impact to anyone, even if you're using all the Commerce Hub objects. Basically just a rebrand of sorts to make it easier to communicate what you're trying to do with all those objects. And that's, revenue management, revenue reporting, trying to close the gaps that everybody's had around MRR and ARR and just orders plus deals plus invoices plus subscriptions. Bring that all together to make this like quote to cash experience that really hasn't existed in like any other system like to date. So really powerful stuff happening.
Yeah, that was my main question for you, Chris, when I saw the announcement about Revenue Hub was like, did any functionality change or is this just like a name change?
Just a name change. They did bring stuff like price books, like some things went from private beta to public beta for general availability. So there was more functionality that you might be exposed to, but it's stuff they've been working on, for a minute. Contracts, I think, was one of the big things that went from hard to get into private beta to generally available. No, I'm not going to say GA. Yeah.
But this did it happen on June 6th? There's like a lot of there's Revenue Hub, like a lot of this stuff.
When we were on the show on Tuesday, I was searching the main website to see if it had changed yet. And then the LinkedIn post came out like 4 hours later from everybody.
Well, at least it was 4 minutes after the show wrapped, which is what I thought you were about to say. So
right. Yeah.
4 hours feels like long enough that we weren't going to just like hang out.
And as I send this clip to the team, just tell me the world where it makes sense to start using the word merchant like all over the place.
If you're gonna send this clip to the team, can you also say, can we get Kyle Cook on the show?
I don't know if the Merchant Hub team
the Merchant Hub team.
We gotta try what we can.
Here we go. This is how it happens. Like man.
You never know. They might have some strings.
Right. Well, they'll pull some strings to help people get into Revenue Hub. I know that. So maybe. They can't say yes if we don't ask. Right, Madelyn? Yeah. Create quotes. I do want to dig into create quotes and analyze revenue via Claude connector.
That was the one I wanted to.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
What's changed? Knowledge base article added. Okay. There's also a demo here. This is in private beta. What is it? The HubSpot connector for Claude now supports creating and managing quotes and quote templates.
Mhm.
When you ask Claude to work with a quote or quote template, it uses a new revenue aware tool that can build quotes, pull line items from your deal, apply your branded quote templates, and follow your product rules, approval rules, and permissions. You can also analyze your revenue data in the same flow because Claude now has read access to core revenue objects. This is available now for any Revenue Hub professional or enterprise account with the HubSpot connector enabled. To get started, reconnect your HubSpot account and make sure the Manage Revenue Objects tool is enabled in your HubSpot connector configuration settings in Claude.
Why does this matter? Previously, when you asked Claude to create a quote for the Acme deal, it produced a basic quote without CPQ capabilities, approval flows, product rules, or publishing requirements. Claude also asked for low-value details, such as quote title and expiration date, even when those fields were already set automatically. Because Claude could not search or manage quote templates, it could not create quotes that followed the right branding templates or quote process. Now, the agent builds accurate quotes the first time, line items, copy from the deal, sender info, and expiration date fill in automatically, and your chosen quote template applies, including Hubble personalization tokens. Knows the business actions, recall the quote, add line items, and publish all work as single steps, follows HubSpot's rules and logic. Validation enforces CPQ rules such as preventing changes to line items on a published quote so your record stays clean, understands your revenue records, contracts, subscriptions, invoices, payments, and more can be contextualized and analyzed. View demo. Cool.
Just make sure you have the context you need.
Mm-hmm.
Like Madelyn, this takes me back to like the first project that we worked on together.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if we get a team to be okay with any of this when it comes to like quoting.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot going on behind the scenes and a lot required to do in order to know that the automation or autonomy or the agents are going to follow the right rules and stuff like that, and make it easier, not harder, for the humans to understand, like, and trust that they can send a quote to a customer.
Yeah.
Right. Good to know that it's possible. Just make sure your humans and your AI are put in a position to be successful if you're going to ask them to do this. Otherwise, they're going to see it and then they're going to go build their spreadsheet and then send that like instead if they don't trust what's going on. Any others before we see what our horoscopes are for this week?
Just gonna check the next page. There's a major update, but this we've seen before. I think this was just with the Revenue Hub release that, like you said, it might have moved from like private to public beta or something like that. But yeah, so a lot of Revenue Hub stuff. If you're already using it, or if you would like to improve your quote to cash experience.
Quote to cash. There you go.
Quote unquote.
Source of truth.
I think, Madelyn, you mentioned you're excited about the content agent.
I'm really excited. So I will admit I hadn't tried the AEO tool much yet. Until recently. Usually what happens is a client asks me to give them my expertise, and then I have to study up, and then I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, and then I I'm like, oh, I have HubSpot too. I'll do it in my portal. But yeah, the AEO tool basically helps you figure out what content you're missing. And even if you don't necessarily want AI to create all of your content for you, it's just a really natural step to be like, here's what's missing. Why don't you make it? And like, just go straight there. And, or like, here's the types of things you're missing. Here's a specific way you could bridge the gap with content. Was a really cool update. So
Making things easier while making it more contextual, and not just because we can, I think is huge there. All right. Is it, do we need a name for this Breeze Assistant hat? The Breeze Assistant that can do our horoscope?
I don't know what you're talking about. I work very hard on these horoscopes. I work very hard on these readings.
Oh, okay.
Madelyn spent all week looking at the cards and feeling the energy.
I mean, we showed it last. I'm not saying it's going to do all of the work, right?
That's true.
It's just an assistant.
That's true.
Right? Do we want the general assistant, or do we want to, like, bring in the expert assistant?
Well, we do have some readings, but I think the issue is we need so we're all Aries. We need like a way to pick other signs that we can read the readings for, or we just alternate each week.
Well,
but
is it easy enough? Like, there's a couple people in the chat. If someone tells us what
requests a reading, I would be happy.
Yeah, I should definitely know when Nico's birthday is, and I don't. So I apologize. Would that mean I know? I mean, yeah, I probably wouldn't know what the sign was just because I do that. But
well, so what I can say is my husband has a May birthday, and he's right on the cusp of Gemini. But he is a Gemini. And so here, I'll share my screen. Even though I shouldn't reveal my secrets.
Yes, you should. You should.
So as far as actually here, let's back up a little bit. I created a pipeline.
There we go.
For our planets to see what sign they're in. And then I also scheduled their lunar path. No, I don't know what it's called. Their planetary movement.
Oh.
In a workflow for each planet. Some of the planets are in the same sign all year. So there was no point in making one. But for the rest of them, there's delays for like when it is going to go to each sign.
Oh, wow. And you did it through the end of the year?
Yeah. Because I knew I was going to forget how to do this.
Well, I saw it was like manually triggered, and I was like, oh, I would forget.
Yeah. Like, there's no way I'm going to have the dopamine to do this again. So,
all in, baby.
But so now we know, or, now we can see what sign each one is in, and it'll change automatically. But then each week, depending on the product updates that we have, and like how they match up thematically, and I just put in some that feel, notable to me, but we can always add in more. But then I generate a reading. So for Gemini, today's reading. Current sky. The sun is in Gemini and Uranus has newly entered Gemini, making this one of the most activated signs of the moment. Summer house reference. Again, let's get Kyle quick on the show. Curiosity, experimentation, communication, and rapid ideation are all heightened. Interpretation. Gemini is carrying a live wire creative signal. This is excellent for testing messages, launching experiments, and learning fast, but only if the volume of ideas gets organized into a repeatable practice. Ugh. Relevant product update. Predicted email engagement in segments. Oh, this was such a good update that I don't think we saw it in the list, but for the side mapped to Marketing Hub, this is a natural fit. Use sharper audience signals to direct communication energy where it is most likely to land. Previous context to honor. We've already leaned towards structured systems rather than free-form guesswork. Gemini's opportunity now is to let experimentation stay playful while the measurement stays rigorous.
Very nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be selfish and want to understand mine. It's been helpful.
Aries? Yeah,
gives me
let's do it.
permission.
Okay. Reading for Aries for today. Current sky. Saturn is in Aries. Neptune is also in Aries. And today marks a threshold around Chiron. I don't know what Chiron is. Is that the sun? I need to study it. Today marks a threshold around Chiron's movement, making Aries feel disciplined, raw, and newly aware of what must be built with intention. The energy is pioneering, but it rewards structure more than impulse. Interpretation. Aries is being asked to lead with maturity. This is a strong placement for defining entry criteria, naming stages clearly, and giving momentum a usable framework. The work now is not just to initiate, but to sequence. Is it like literally talking about how I just made those workflows because I knew I wouldn't follow up with this?
No.
It could be.
Relevant product update. Flexible stages for journey and funnel reports.
Mhm.
For the sign mapped to leads, this update reinforces the current Aries lesson. Clearer progression creates better visibility. If the path evolves, the reporting structure can evolve with it. Previous context to honor. Our earlier conversations favored per planet workflows, explicit stage changes, and time-stamped movement across signs. Aries benefits from that exact pattern now, decisive movement with an audit trail. So it's referencing what I did to set this up. It literally is basically talking about me.
Yeah. Oh, man. And the path evolving clearly is talking about the value path. To
Yeah.
help folks with visibility, nailing it. Yep. I feel seen. For sure. This is clearly like a very accurate, precise system that you've set up here.
Well,
Yeah,
and
man.
now what I was trying to do and still working on, like speaking of what's in the cards,
Mhm.
I've been trying to set up some really cool looking cards. I'll probably end up making a custom app card once I figure out how to do that. But ideally, we'll be able to see where it is, how long it's going to be in there, if it's in retrograde or not. My goal is to have a little spinning animated thing. So,
Set up some time next week, and
Yeah.
I could help you get started with that for sure. Have you had the chance to make any custom?
no, I've
cards
seen a lot
yet?
of cool ones, though. I know there's so much you can do with them.
Yep. Activated a couple clients this week with their own custom UI card management of the ones that we did for them, and it's so easy via Cloud Code now. But yeah, so I think, should we call this segment like what's in the cards or what's in the HubSpot cards or something like that?
There's what's in the cards. What else? There's
Because this needs to go on the
There's a
Kind
lot-
of the Orange Morning website as well.
There's a lot of things we could do. We could also read people's palms, which is like what they do in the portal. We could read tea leaves or coffee
Have an opinion.
grounds.
Does Breeze have an opinion on its?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, let's get some thoughts. We are going.
Should we save this for next week?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we need to save it for next week. Thank you, Madelyn, for
Okay.
giving me permission to end the show. That's where we're going to wrap. Hope everybody has an amazing Friday. And we'll see you on Monday for another Orange Morning. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.